Hello everybody, it's been a while, but welcome back to George's Dial, or my do-it-all lifestyle. I know there's been a time, there's been a point of my absence. I've been working 12-hour days for 7 days a week for the past month. But anyway, we're getting on a new schedule, so hopefully I can start doing more projects again and keep going with all the things I have going on. Back on Monday now, or Tuesday, one of the 2 days, they all blend together now. I was leaving work in the truck and well, first I noticed the steering wheel was a little tough. I'm like, oh, that's weird, you know, feels like, you know, I'm out of power steering fluid or the power steering's not working. Maybe the vacuum pump needs to be, or maybe it needs to take a second, whatever. So I drive down the block and I can barely stop the truck. I have my foot to the floor. It's just still not stopping at all. So I'm like, okay, so I stop right there at the stop sign. I put it in park, turn the truck off, turn it back on, give it a little rev. You know, maybe the vacuum pump didn't kick in or something weird, you know, when you start a vehicle right away and just take off. Still the same thing, so I pull over to the curb, I pop the hood, I checked under, and actually, let's see here. I found, let's see if I can show you here, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Found that this belt was just hanging around in the engine bay, just totally messed up, and it was just flopping around in there. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but everyone else has been talking about this water pump recall, right? And well, I called the dealership after I found out what was going on. I called you know, a bunch of auto part places to see if there was a belt. No one had it in the Chicagoland area, of course. But I did a little digging, and I just ordered one up from Gino's Garage. And shortly after that, come on, focus there, like a guy. I'm trying to show you this pump. I was wiggling around the water pump pulley. Of course, I have a flashlight right now. I don't have anything set up so you can see. But right there's the pulley. I know it's going to take a minute. There's the pulley for the water pump. I get my hand in there, but you won't be able to see me flopping it around. It's got a lot of slop in it. And called a friend of mine that's a Cummins tech, and he's just like, yeah, that's just a telltale sign that the water pump failed on you. So it's going. But anyway, so while I was on Gino's Garage, I found that he had another solution to not just a stock Dodge water pump. He didn't just have an option for the stock Dodge water pump. He had another option for I gotta go look and see what it is. I'll tell you in a minute when I find it. But I bought the equivalent to the Dodge factory post-recalled water pump with its weep hole on the front side. It goes just underneath the pulley. So I went with that, and then I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, man, it's Friday now. I was thinking about this. I was like, oh man, I still got that white pipe I still have to do, the plastic white pipe. There's 2 of them on these Cummins, on the 13s and up, where it's got, here, I'll show you actually, because I did one before I started doing this whole YouTube thing. It's this guy right here. So there are 2 of these in the truck. Well, this was the first one that was plastic, that was right here, but for $140 you get a solid aluminum piece, cast piece here. All just solid aluminum, and they milled it out, and that's your new white pipe. Well, lo and behold, I was reading up, and I found out that there are 2. So there's a second one down here in the fender well. I had to remove this liner. If you're curious how that happens, you have, starting with an 8mm here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip one for the tab for the what's it called? Fender flare. 5, 6, and then there is another one that goes, you'll see it on here, it goes right here and it lines up with that right there. And then there is another one right about here-ish, which is right here, the big part of this fender liner, right next to the, or just below where the headlight door would be. So right about there-ish, yeah, right there. Anyway, there's I think 2 or 3 pull tabs. I broke a couple last time I took this off to do the wiring here for my running boards. But there is one that goes right here, which is right there in that little clean spot on the fender liner. Haven't had time to even give my truck a bath here. Anyway, while I'm rambling on here, I apologize for that, but I just wanted to give a full description of what's been going on. So while I was on that site, I forgot that I needed to do that too, just because I haven't posted anything about the Vegas road trip yet, of course, but I haven't had time to do anything. So when we were over in Colorado, me and the girl, I popped the hood because I saw a little spot on the ground under my truck, and I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, please don't be that white pipe. And sure enough, it was a little pinhole just kind of seeping out, but we were able to. Well, coolant level wasn't low or anything, it wasn't too drastic. There was like a spray mark in the truck underneath the Pigeon Bay. I don't know if you could tell in here, but it's decently dirty. That's all from water spraying out and like splashing around everywhere. You can see it. It's just, I gotta clean everything up. I haven't had time. But anyway, we got it home safe, obviously, and it was the first thing I ordered when I got home. So I know going back here to Friday, I realized that I need to order a second one. I called Mikey G up over at Garofalo Enterprises, and I called him. I was like, "What is it possible to overnight a part that white pipe for Saturday?" So I ordered that up and came in. Shipping. I don't know if you guys know anything about overnight shipping alone on a airdrop on a Saturday, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So I mean, I want to get this done tonight, so it's already like 7 o'clock now, and I've been fighting to find the coolant and drain plug on this truck. And as I thought it was, everyone else says it's on the driver's side rear, where every other drain plug, it has a little petcock. It's got like a little flat piece, and you could turn. No, apparently on these trucks, what they decided to do was put a plug in, and it's got like a little hex head on it, but it doesn't turn. You can spin it, but it won't loosen up to drop the fluid or drop the coolant. Excuse me. You have to physically just give it a little turn and then pull it out. That's it. And I heard horror stories where people are like, yeah, you either have to, once you do that, replace the whole plug itself or the O-ring or both. So I found out where it was. It's above the piping for the intercooler on the driver's side. If you really want to know, send me a comment. I'll take a picture of it where it is, but you can't see it from laying on the ground. The only way to get to it is reaching your hand up through the driver's side liner and feeling up there just above the coolant pipe. You can feel it right above the boot, but you can't see it. It's hard to pull out. You need pliers to do it, or a pair of body pullers if you have them. So anyway, my solution of what I'm going to do here is, since this got replaced anyway, and I have spare coolant, I am just simply going to pop this right here. I got my 5-gallon Homer bucket there, and let it drop right there, just as best I can. I mean, I'm just gonna do, I guess, a little mini flush, since this truck doesn't have 119,000 miles on it now. But might as well just pop this, let it drain out, and then these little plastic hose clamps up here. I know it's hard to see, sorry, but I'm gonna use a grinder as nicely and gently as I can. But with this being, what are you? I believe this is the AC line right here. This one, it goes right next to that clamp over there. You can see it right there. I might use a little hacksaw and do it that way. So I'm gonna change these batteries out here, since this is notifying me it's dead. I haven't charged it in a while, but I'm gonna do that and see how well this goes. It's already been an hour of trying to find a drain plug, so let's do it. this fancy new white pipe. Thank you, Mikey G, for getting this out to me quickly. You're the man. But anyway, comes with the 3 brand new band clamps. You can see here. They're the actually nice band clamps. Focus. I know it's gonna be hard here, but they're not that cheap hose clamp with little notches in it. These are nice. These are really nice clamps. So, yeah, I'm gonna get that old clamp off, slap this one on real quick, and go from there. See, it's a cool design too. Actually, the bolts bent like that. Come on, focus. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, whatever. Maybe you can't do it. I don't know. Yeah, that's better. Whatever. Yeah, bolts bent like that. Pretty cool design. Instead of, the straight bolt where it makes life miserable trying to put it on. So, thank you whoever got these and designed them like this. You're awesome. Alright, well, after fighting with this thing here for 20 minutes to get it on right, it's finally there. That was a little rough because this little lip right here, I don't know if you can see, there's a lip on here, and it's a little bit bigger than the hoses, which is good because it'll create a good seal on it. But man, those that fight me the whole time, especially a little chilly out tonight. Those that really want to move. But to speed this process up, I was going to use a handsaw, and tried it out, and the handsaw was kind of a joke on this plastic. So I brought out the little Dremel, it's a little cutoff wheel here, and it'll be very nice. I don't want to hit the AC lines. I don't want to hit, the intercooler pipe and the plastic and all that. I know it'd be a big enough deal if I touch it a little bit, but I don't want to take any chances. You get into stuff like this, it gets a little more expensive, and you get my point. But here we go. Let's speed ahead, I guess, and let's get this white pipe done. So, all right. After fighting with that thing, man, I just grabbed the channel locks and just here. I just grabbed the channel locks on both sides of this thing and just freaking gripped it and broke it off. I got tired of messing with it. It's whatever. Just make sure nothing's in the pipes. That's all, and the hoses. So yeah, that's done. Garbage. Moving on. Got to go ahead and I gotta do the water pump now, and then I'll show you on the pulley how messed up it is with the wobble and whatnot. So I don't know if I'm able to get a nice camera angle for you guys. I know I'm doing a bad job myself of doing this right now. Tools laying all over the place. But anyway, let's try and get this done. It's getting late. Been fighting with this thing just all week. So let's just bang it out. Let's get it done. All right. So here's a little box of goodies I got from Gino's Garage. I got the Gates Fleet Runner Micro V belt here. It's a mean green belt. I don't think they call this mean green. It's Micro V or whatnot. But there's a Gates belt that I got. It's a better quality belt. And I also got a Gates water pump, which is the equivalent to the Ram. Come on, guy, get up there. Water pump. Thing's got some weight to it now, so. But let's see here. Just want to make sure it was the right one when I got it. 1 second here. Anyway, so this is the open blade setup. I think there's another option where you can get that's got a little cover over it, and that little hole right there is that weep hole. The one that was recalled because there was no way for the heat from the bearing to get released, so that's how they redid the recall. But anyway, this is just as good as the Cummins one, if not better, just because it's good quality. It's like a nice cast finish here. I know the Cummins one, they kind of, I don't think they painted, but this one just looks smoother. It's nicer. It's got a nice heavy duty pulley on it. So, and then also, if you've never ordered from Gino's, which I never have before, I think I ordered it through one of my friend's shops before, and he just gave me the parts. But in the boxes they give you like a little magazine with all their, here, Cummins stuff. Gino's Garage. That's funny. Read that. Shocktoberfest, all the sales stuff, and then the paper of like all of what they carry, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Gino. Or Gino's, rather. And then also you have an option at the end of shipping if you would like a Cummins logo. So I was like, yeah, why not? It's free. So gave me a little Cummins logo with that, a little 6x6 here. And then I guess in spirit of the holiday, but I've heard they do this regardless, is they throw in little candies. So it's pretty awesome, a pretty nice little thing they do. So get this camera set up for you guys and get started taking this water pump off and replacing it. So let's get started. Alright, well, we're going to try this. I don't know how well it's going to work with my hand being in the way and that pump being down there where it is. So maybe I should invest in like a little head mount for that instead. But let's see if I can even get my fat hand down there and get some bolts out. So might be try by fire here. Alright guys, next day now. I know I'm always doing next day stuff, but it was about 11 o'clock at night last night, and had to bring out some tools to start beating this thing off. I got the two 10mm bolts off and realized that it's not coming off. People are like, oh yeah, just tap it with a hammer, you know, it pops loose a little bit, blah blah blah. But I guess not on my truck. On my truck here, there is not another bolt. It is just completely like, I don't know, corroded or seized onto the block. I don't know if you can tell where I was chiseling there. Let's see if I can get light on there for you. Anyway, yeah, right. Let's see, just past the alternator on this corner right here. Don't focus on the wire loom. Whatever. But anyway, it seized under the block there, and yeah, whatever. It seized onto the block, so I got to I'm gonna take off my airbox here. This little, I don't know, 4 screws on it, 3 screws on it. Pop it out of the way, and so I can get a side way onto it, and then we'll go from there. So let's get done. I gotta starting to drizzle a little bit. Might not get so much content for you guys. I want to get this done. I got work tomorrow, and this needs to be done. So let's do it. All right, there's a total of 1, 2, 3 8mm bolts to take this airbox off, plus 2 connections and a hose clamp. So wrong way. Helps if you bring out the right tools, that's for sure. This might hurt. And then just like that, it'll come off. So just loosen that up now. Just like that. That's it. Whoop, gone. A few hours later now, I know I keep doing time jumps, but this is like the worst water pump / belt job I've ever done on a vehicle. My hands are cut up, nicked, scratched, everything. But I ended up getting a water pump on, the new one, and I got the belt on finally. I actually had to go run to Napa and get more coolant anyway, but I bought another, let's see here, the tensioning tool here. It's the tool that goes on. It's got a little attachment for 1/2 inch. and I think I left that in the Ford. It's not here right now, and obviously I'm stuck out here instead of in the shop working on this. But anyway, I just got the belt on. I just started dumping coolant into it. I think I'm on my on the 4th jug right now. So about 5 gallons came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it, get it to pop. I got one of the screws open right now for bleeding the air out, and the overflow is just about full. So I'm gonna go ahead, start it up, burp the system, and yeah, go take it for a ride, make sure everything's okay, make sure the belt doesn't come off, make sure there's no problems with any of the pulleys. So, see you in a few, I'll let you know. And that's going to conclude the video for today. Everything's good. Burped the system with the coolant, let it warm up to operating temp, and put the coolant in it, finish it off, and good to go for work tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed my struggles today, got a little giggle out of it. Keep looking forward to finishing up the powder coating oven. I'm actually gonna go start on that tomorrow after work. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye guys.